Is your debt causing you sleepless nights? Knock your debt out with Debt KO. And your debt won't be the only thing keeping you up at night. Debt KO, free impartial advice on all your debt.
This is UMAR AHMED for IFL TV in association with MTK Global. Firstly, let's just talk about your commentary from the balcony. I thought the whole of East London could hear that.
You've got to get every little advantage you can, and Charlie's been out the ring for 13 months. I know his last fight didn't go the way he would have wanted it to as well. So, and he's been through probably from some of the darkest times. I know he said that in the interview with BT after. And Charlie's one of them fighters that he takes emotion. When he's a happy fighter, he's a very, very dangerous fighter. And I feel, the general feeling was that he was a bit, not nervous, but you could tell that he was going through it again. Do you know what I mean? Because he's been out for over 13 months now. So I was happy for him. Great fight for him. Great learning fight. Carl Williams very strong inside. I've sparred him numerous rounds. We've helped each other for camps a couple of times, and we knew that he was very, very strong and very tough inside. He's got that kickboxing background. He looked bigger than Charlie today. He probably filled out a lot more. That was Charlie's first fight at bantamweight. He's probably right now a super flyweight more than he is a bantam. But it's good to be back, and hopefully he's out again very, very soon. Most of the things that made it, close was the grappling inside, the just sort of plugging away at body shots, but most of them were on the arms. Let's be real, that's why I wasn't surprised at 99-91 at all. I gave it 98-92, me personally. I think I gave him the 5th round in one of the last couple. So yeah, he was. But as soon as he got back on the jab, he made him look silly a lot. And we're happy. I was happy anyway. I've not really spoke to him apart from just now. But yeah, we're happy.
I think there was 2 clear rounds that Carl won, but apart from that, I think Charlie dominated throughout. As you said, a lot of the positive stuff for Carl come through getting close to him, using his elbows, etc. Charlie took a lot of shot on the gloves and the arms, so you must be overall pleased with his performance.
Yeah, you have to ask him yourself for that.
But from your perspective.
Oh yeah, I'm pleased for him. Do you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, no matter what, the win is the only important thing in this world. And he moves on, and that's his comeback fight. And then we'll see what his path is, see what Uncle Frank has to, what route he's trying to take, MTK as well. And he'll just take it step by step. He's been WBC world champion. He's had 4 world title fights, I think, already, and that was his 17th fight. So maybe he can have a 9 months, 12 months of taking these level of fights, stepping up gradually. Because if he does want to go at super flyweight at world level, he will have to learn it again. Do you know what I mean? Because it is a different ball game. Each weight you go to is a different ball game. But yeah, he's in a great place. He's still world ranked. But I'd like to see a couple more learning fights. But some good fights, people for me, someone like Paul Butler. I know he's just got an opponent at Ryan Walker, but something like that at bantamweight, that'd be perfect. And then build into those, these bigger fights.
Do you think bantamweight suits him?
Not particularly, not massively right now. But today, he hadn't put on a massive amount of weight from yesterday's weigh into today, just because he didn't need to take that much out of him to get there, if that makes sense. For the first time ever, normally he's shifting 3-4 kilos the last couple of days to get down to flyweight. I think he did 0.4 of a kilo to get down to bantamweight, because he's done his weight so well. But there's the problem with that, we can't put up as much weight. And then I think he felt the weight in there today. When he was sort of grappling, I think that tired him out a little bit at times. But as soon as he just got the distance, got back on the jab, everything was going his way. He wasn't missing with a jab. And it's a bit similar to me and Asomba say. We can sit there and we can rock with him, and it makes it a 50-50 fight. And I feel Charlie, for me, was sitting there a little bit too much for my liking than I would do personally if I was fighting someone like Carl. But, that's Charlie. And then as soon as he got back on the jab, on his flashy stuff, all the clean shots were coming his way. And, there weren't no moments of all. Do you know what I mean? It was what it was. And, yeah, he's on the path back, and that's his first fight under Frank. So, yeah, it's a good place.
At times, though, it didn't look like Charlie wanted a scrap.
Yeah, he's always like that. Which, if you hear me, I'm telling him to come off, back on the box here, make him look silly, because I know that's how I box, and that's how I make it easier. That's how you get dragged into dogfights. When you start thinking, actually, no, I'm going to stay here, that's when you do start getting clipped with shots over the top, and you're not seeing them all come through, because you're more interested in, getting stuck in. So, we're skillful boxers, so we've got to lead with our best foot forward, especially over them 10-12 rounds, especially if you've got a strength disadvantage, which I do genuinely believe he did have in there tonight, which I probably had in every single one of my professional fights. So we box and we move and we look good doing it, and we get the win. And that's all that matters.
Nice one, Sonny. Top man.
Cheers, mate.
Is your debt causing you sleepless nights? Knock your debt out with Debt KO. And your debt won't be the only thing keeping you up at night. Debt KO, free impartial advice on all your debt.